Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 1651. We are back. Took yesterday off. Sunday is typically a late night. On Sunday night singles, we went till I think midnight on Sunday night, maybe a little bit, maybe a few minutes past midnight. So I slept in, had a lot of shipping to do yesterday, and little cleanup today for shipping. I hope to. It's only 9 o'clock. I don't have to take Ernie to school. School is closed. Ernie's home on Christmas vacation for 2 weeks, this week and next week. So I've got a little bit of shipping left to do. Man, I freaking was wailing on the shipping yesterday. Got most of it done from the entire weekend, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the shows. So Sunday night was good. I think Saturday night, my eBay Live on Saturday night, I think was better. I think numbers wise, well, I had some sales. Well, Sunday, I had the Cooper flag sale. So I think Saturday night was a little better on my eBay Live side. I did sell the Cooper flag. First sale on Cooper flag on the advisory. Here's the thing, man. This is my Festivus airing of grievances. These motherfuckers that drop into your DMs, you're hurting the market. You're gonna kill the comps. Fuck you. That's my Festivus airing of the grievances. So I've got my Cooper flag. I pulled the Cooper flag case hit advisory out of Topps Chrome last week. There was one listed when I pulled mine on eBay. And then I think, well, the auction might have been going also. There's one buy it now, $5,000. I'm like, yeah, baby. I'll price mine at $4,500. That's like 3 cases. Not quite. 2.5 cases. So I priced mine at $4,500. And, I go about my day. I do the eBay Live with the Topps Chrome basketball. And that was kind of a stinker. Although in the days since, which is crazy, usually the day of everybody's going bonkers over the new release. That wasn't the case. I'm doing better in sales, like with the shit that I have left over, than I did on release night with LeBron James and Steph Curry and Wemby refractors and shit. So the Cooper flag advisory, 4,500, 24 hours go by. Not even a single offer. What that tells me on release day, without a single offer, is that it's priced way too high. Way too high. There's also a auction. So there's an auction on this card as well. And it was at, with like 4 days left, 3 days left, whatever it was at $1,000, $900,000, somewhere in that vicinity. So after 24 hours, I'm at 4,500. I think I dropped it to 3,500. I just kept dropping it. It was like a fucking Dutch auction, basically, on a buy it now. So I dropped my price to 3,500. I think that's when I got my first message. So fuck these guys. From members. So I'm gonna read these goddamn messages. All right. So here's the first one. And I engaged, and I was pleasant. And I, like, each of these assholes that dropped it, and they weren't being dicks about it. But it pisses me off when, dude, what's up? So the first email that I got, congratulations on the hit. I have the same card listed and saw others have it listed for 4K plus. I'm just reaching out to see if we could all be on the same page and keep the price 4K and above. But I see you've been selling cards for a long time. Do you think this card would really go for $3,000 to $4,000? So my response, no, I think it's 2K at best. And this was Thursday, Friday. I said, I haven't even fielded. Oh, so this was the first message on Thursday morning, Friday morning, whatever, right after I had it listed. I haven't fielded a single offer in over 12 hours since listing. So they says, okay, Yeah, I put mine up late last night and got a few views and like 2 watchers, but no offer yet either. So I think I must have sent eBay must have sent an offer because it says here's your chance to get this item at a great price. So he must have been watching my auction and got my offer that I sent out, 2,700. So he responds, "My guy, it's Christmas. Buyers may not be buying right now. Let's stay strong. At least 3K. We set the market, my man." Fuck out of here. We're not. I don't even know you. We ain't friends. I said it's not going to sell that high. I still haven't received a single offer. Now we're a solid 24 hours. This guy says, "I'm really thinking it's the holidays." No, it's not the holidays. I know my wife wouldn't let me spend a few thousand on a card right now. LOL. Well, there's lots of wives that don't give a shit. The seller with the auction, maybe after his sells, that helps ours sell. No, it's not. Just need his bids to start going up. Yeah, and they didn't. And then he asked me if I had any bites on the Derek Queen, which I had one offer. That ended up, I did take it. So there you go. So that was the first. So it was pleasant. It was pleasant, although it's annoying as fuck. Here's another one. I pulled one of, we're talking about the Cooper Flag advisory that I pulled out of Topps Chrome Basketball. This guy says, "I pulled one of this exact card today myself and curious why you are pricing this card so low. I know the current and only auction going on right now is already at $10.25 and rising. You deserve a higher payout than $1,500, fam." We ain't fam. So this was so I had started my price at $4,500. 24 hours later, not a single offer, dropped it to $3,500. And then the offers were going out for like $2,700. Still nothing. No bites, no counters, nothing. I didn't even receive a single offer until Sunday morning after I dropped my price to $1,500. So I think I dropped my price to $1,500 on Saturday morning. I was at the gas station before I went into the card show, and I dropped it to $1,500 Sunday morning. So it's a solid 3 full days that this card has been on eBay with offers open. I took my first offer Sunday morning, $900. Almost took it. At that point, the auction was at $1,000. So there's an auction that ended yesterday afternoon, weird time, 4:00. It was at $1,200 by that time. By Sunday morning, that auction was at $1,200. So I had a $900 offer. And I'm like, do I take it? Like, if I take a $900 offer, I'm basically, with everything that I've sold, I'm basically a little bit into the black on this case. And at this point, it's like, I just want to get out of it. So it's like, I kind of just want to sell and move on at this point, even though it's been like 3 days. It's a game of hot potato. It literally is. When you're dealing with new products at release, it's a game of hot potato. You got to be the first one to sell. Otherwise, you're looking at lower and lower sales. So I was considering taking that $900 offer. And he also sent me a message and like, "Oh, my kid is a big fan, blah, blah, blah." So it's like, okay, you're going to pay full price. So I messaged him back and I said, "Hey, thanks for the offer. There's an auction right now that's currently at $1,200 with a day left, like a full 24 hours. I will sell this to you right now for $1,200. And he never responded, nothing. And then Sunday afternoon, it sells at full price for $1,500. All right. So going back to the messages, this guy says, "You deserve a higher payout than $1,500, fam." And I said, "Mine has been listed for 48 hours. I haven't received a single offer." So this was Saturday afternoon. I said, "More concerning." So then I started doing a little, I started looking up other advisory case hits of other players. VJ Edgecombe, which is probably the number 3 rookie in this class, behind Con Knippel. Cooper, obviously, number 1, Con Knippel, number 2, and then probably VJ Edgecombe. It's a solid class. Dylan Harper's up there. Maybe Ace Bailey hasn't moved very well for me, at least on live. So VJ Edgecombe is probably in that. Dylan Harper and VJ Edgecombe probably tied for number 3. So I said, more concerning is 3 VJ Edgecombes have sold for around $200 each. I said, I don't even think this is $1,000 card. And it's starting to show after the first few sales. And remember, on new release, the first sales are always going to be the highest. So this guy says, this set has only been out for like 1 to 1.5 weeks. No, it's been out for like 3 days. In retail, only less than 4 days. I think this card would be worth well over a 2K mark. Just watching that auction bid and would hate to see yours sell less. No, you don't. You don't care if mine sells for less. You just don't want mine hurting your comps, motherfucker. Fuck you. Also, folks are having trouble figuring out what a true case hit with this set. LOL, myself included. Well, figure it out. And I think that might have been, it just might have been those two. Oh, nope, there was another one. After it sold, another guy. Why would you sell this card for so low? These motherfuckers are why I'm airing my grievances on Festivus. Why would you sell this card for so low? You're hurting my comps. Oh my God. I said I didn't sell it low. In fact, I have the highest sale price, motherfuckers. There's like 5 that have sold now. People were holding out to see the most they could get. Then you just sell it at $1,500. It could have been a $5,000 card, but I guess that's raw. It's not a $5,000 card. It's not a $2,000 card. The rest of them are going to sell for under $1,000. I said, ha, ha, ha. It's not even close. VJ Edgecombs are selling for $200. This is a $1,000 card at best. I said, I had mine listed for 72 hours. Had one offer, $900 before it sold. So this guy says, so you don't think a PSA 10 could go for $5K or more than that? I don't fucking know. I said, I didn't have a PSA 10. I had a raw. Maybe if you submit it to get it graded, maybe it comes back a PSA 10. I didn't have a PSA 10. He says, yeah, I know, but what would you say that at 10 could be worth with all your knowledge? I don't know. I don't grade very much. So those motherfuckers are on my Festivus airing of the grievances. Why would you sell so low? So let's look. This is the Cooper Flag advisory. So mine sold outright for $1,500. Actually, you know what? Because there were some offers. We're gonna go into the Terra Peak on eBay. Okay, Cooper Flag advisory. All right. So, does it go in order? I want to see oldest, least recent. All right. And it's bringing up some non-Cooper Flag. Probably because people put Cooper Flag in the attributes. That's another airing of the grievance. All right, 1,500. So mine was the first 15. So 4 have sold. So mine sold for 1,500. Second one sold. Somebody took a best offer at 1,100. One auction, the first auction, somebody put like a 24-hour auction, which I was considering over the weekend. I was considering on Saturday night putting mine at auction for 24 hours. But I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because it probably would have sold for $1,000 or less. So the auction, this guy started the auction at $999, and that's what it sold for. It sold for basically $1,000. So we've got 1,500, 1,100, and 1,000. If it's a $5,000 card or a $4,000 card or a $3,000 card or a $2,000 card, they would have sold for those prices. People have had plenty of opportunities. They had a full 3 days. And then the auction, the first auction that was up ended yesterday afternoon, and that sold at 1,200. So 1,500, 1,100, 1,000, and 1,200. I think the 1,200. I think the 1,200 might have been. I don't know. I think there might have been a little pumping on that one. That's just I was like, I don't know. So and I think the rest, and I don't know what. I'm probably after today. Just I don't care anymore. I've moved on from my card. It sold at a good price. I'm in the black on the Topps Chrome basketball. So yeah, people are dropping their prices. $1,275. Now that's an auction. 2,100 still, 1,400, but you also get a refractor to 299, 1,500, 1,200. So, but there's a lot more shit. There's a lot of them on Let's see. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 right now, plus 4 have sold. I was looking, somebody did like print runs, and I think there's like a 600 print run. And if that's a case hit, they made a lot of cases. So, hey, I'm glad I got, and I think mine will go down as the highest raw sale, because I'm happy I got it. Like, I'm in the black. I sold, so my biggest sales, I sold that for 1,500. The Derek Queen Gold Wave sold for 300. There's a Cooper Flag refractor that I took a best offer at 82. That motherfucker hasn't paid yet. Hopefully he does. So that I'm still sitting on that. The Walter Clayton is still in my eBay store. Those were I think those 4 I put in my eBay store. I did 800 and some change on my auction. So that's 26. That's 2,600. And then I've probably done about 100 to 200 in the days since, running some lots and just some random leftovers that I had. So 2,800 gross, minus fees and shipping. I'm in the black. $1,700 was the case. So I'm happy. I thought initially I was pissed because I thought I was going to kill it and do 3X on this case. I thought I was going to do well over 5,000 gross, and here I am sitting at, I'll end up getting to 3,000 gross. But not even doubling my money. So live and learn. Allen and Ginter crushed it. Not so much on Topps Chrome Basketball. And it didn't seem like, and I've kind of been monitoring a little bit just the buy it now market on it, and it just didn't move. I thought about, I brought my scanner back in because I scanned some vintage a couple weeks ago for one of my live streams. And I thought about the leftovers I had, but it's like, I've been running Saturday and Sunday night. I ran some like refractor lots, and they did really well. They were selling for like $1 to $2 a card in lots. So I may do a little bit more of that, maybe do some singles. I might do a live stream this afternoon. I think I'm going to take tonight off. Although I may do a double header today because I forgot I'm not going live Friday and Saturday because of the Madison card show. So although I might go live Friday afternoon because that's the great thing about the Alliance show. I don't have to go fuck around on Friday. So I might do a Friday afternoon show. I don't want to do a Friday night show just because I want to get I don't want to be up till midnight. Although I probably will be up to midnight anyway. I'm a night owl now. And unfortunately my Denichi auctions still haven't shipped. So I'm highly unlikely going to get those for Sunday. Those were going to be a big part of my top 40 sale on Sunday night. I've got 40 auctions that I wanted, all $100 plus cards. I think I've got about 6 or 8 that I can run right now. Now I will hit up, the Madison card show pretty heavy on Saturday. So I will have, I'll have 40 cards. I'll just have to end up kind of adjusting my strategy at the show to buy the Sunday night, and I won't have time to promote the high end stuff that I have, which is not ideal. So I could take a bloodbath on Sunday night, join in and watch me cry. All right, let's go to the chat. Gem City, good morning, couch people. Andy's in the house. Good morning. East Coast Tom is here. Good morning. Late start to work for me today. Is that good or bad? Andy says, go Bears. Yes. Gundy, good morning. The Niners won last night. So the Bears still have a shot at the number 1 seed, right? Right now, I think the Rams are in the driver's seat or the Seahawks. Is it Seahawks are in the driver's seat with the Rams, 49ers, and Bears all clumped in with 11 wins? Where's the standings at? All right. So right now, the playoff picture right now, the Seahawks have the first round bye as the number 1 seed. Oh, right now, it would be the number 2 Bears against the number 7 Packers. How about that? Eagles have the 3 seed right now. Panthers have the 4 seed. 49ers have the 5, Rams have the 6, and the aforementioned Packers have the 7 seed. So that's how it looks. We still have 2 games left, and the Bears play the 49ers. And they have the Lions last week of the season, I think. So that's how things look right now. Bears are 11-4. 49ers and Rams are 11-4. And the Bears and 49ers play, I think, this week, right? Let's see. And the Eagles are 10-5. So this week we've got, so who do those teams play? So this week it's Bears 49ers. Oh, that's the Sunday night game. And of course, my Sunday night, it's going to be the 40 card auction. So I'm going to miss 2 weeks in a row of Bears. I'll have it on the TV. All right. So Bears 49ers Sunday night. We've got Seahawks and the Panthers. Advantage Seahawks there. Eagles play the Bills. That'll be a good game. That should be a good game. And then Rams are at the Falcons. That should be a pretty that should be a straightforward. So the question mark there is going to be Bears 49ers. That should be a really good game. I think it'll be chalk on the other games. Max says, here to eat crow since I was at a show Sunday morning and you slept yesterday. That is, yes. I've already gloated. I've already gloated about the Bears, so I won't rub it in any further. Gem City says, Bo says, F your comps. Yeah, fucking comps. It's Festivus, man. We're going to air the grievances. Fucking comps. GWRBI, happy Festivus. I'd like to thank you for having a clean, uncluttered eBay Live experience, unlike your basement. So many sellers overstuff their display case that I just can't stand it. You know, that's something that I've gone back and forth on, and I think it's great marketing for some of your bigger stuff, but I agree. Some streams, some of them it looks nice. Some of them it looks nice, but sometimes it gets really, some of the streams it's like, Jesus, what am I bidding on? So I agree. And thank you. I appreciate that. Max says, one, didn't realize the Bears signed Vontaze Burfict late in the year. Should be fined, ejected. You got lucky. Williams threw one ball and acts like he's an all-pro. He was an all-pro. Dude was 10 for 22 in the fourth. Oh, I'm going to eat crow, and then I'm going to give you all of these complaints and excuses. You lost. Suck it. Suck it. Suck it. Go Bears. Mark, what's going on? Good morning. Like someone said Sunday, 2 teams played a game and one ended up winning. God, I hope we meet in the playoffs. Me too, so we can win again. Mark says, I'm sure you don't miss this. Sell a $1.29 card and buyer writes 2 times within 3 hours asking why the card hasn't shipped yet. Card was sold at 4 a.m. this morning. That is fucking annoying. That's a grievance that fortunately I don't have to deal with anymore. You know, I have less customer service issues on live. Surprisingly. I get, obviously, since I'm dealing with auctions like 99% of the time, you know, I'll get the cancellation, but I really honestly, out of how many auctions do I run? I'm probably running 1,200 a week, 12 to 1,400 auctions a week. I probably only get 1 to 2 cancellations out of every 1,000, out of every 12, 1,400. Call it one per 1,000. And it's usually on the weekends. But yeah, I think I only took 1 cancellation this request. I declined it. Oh, I might have taken 2. There might have been 2 this weekend. So I'm dealing with that, but it's pretty straightforward. And every once in a while in the chat, like I had somebody that wanted a refund. They wanted a refund. I can't remember why. But it's like, no refunds. I updated my my thing that goes at the bottom of the screen. I updated that, and everything's in caps. I added an extra sentence about no cancellations. I mean, people will still try, but they're going to lose. hell is this about? Oh, shoot. All right. That was the Alliant. They had an old, they had a previous layout that they sent me. And so when I updated, I had a picture with there's one table they need to take out, one table in a different location they need to add. And I forgot the attachment on the email. So that's what I was doing there. All right. Where are we at? Red Light, good morning. In the Crane, what's going on? Boston Smoke is here. Good morning. Saber Geek, Uncle Rich in the house. What's going on? And hit the like button. Red Lights has picked up a 5,000 count NBA box for $20, winning for $20. Nice. Gem City says, I believe that's called collusion. It's you could call that collusion. Talking about the Cooper flag. We gotta band together like brothers. No, we ain't brothers. We ain't brothers. I'm in this to get the most I can, and I don't trust you because I don't know you. Some rando drops into my DMs. You got to keep your price at 5,000, and then he sells it for 1,000, and now mine's worth 900. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't brothers, fam. Max says the meathead that's going to buy that card doesn't have a wife that tells him what he can and can't spend. There's probably a lot of truth to that. Modern cards are dumb, says that 70s card show. Andy says, good morning, Max. I missed the Green Bay Cope in the chat the other day. It's been a minute since Bears fans had anything to be excited about. True. It's true. Especially when it comes against the Green Bay Packers. They have owned us. And thank you, Aaron Rodgers. Thank you, Aaron, for helping the Bears into the playoffs. Or solidifying their spot in the playoffs. Jamie Hill in the house. What's going on? Finally found your YouTube channel. Here I am. Welcome in. Welcome in. Max says exactly 40 years, if I recall. It has been exactly 40 years, yes. I'm bringing my kids to the January show. They're excited to shop for some Pokemon. Nice. January 24th, Alliant Energy Center. We crying about the clean hit on Love. Spare me. Exactly. F-bomb, says Red Light. Max says there was a flag thrown, wasn't clean. Even if Love wouldn't have ducked, laughed my ass out. What that bullshit? It would have still been a flag. He ducked. I agree. It's still by rule. I agree. By rule, that's a penalty because it's helmet to helmet. Even if the guy ducks and causes it, it's still by rule. It's a flag. So I don't have any problem with that being a flag. But to say it's dirty and that he meant to take him out on that particular, on that play, that was Love's a veteran quarterback. He should know better. So I have no sympathy in that regard. Football's a dangerous game, and shit happens. Max says, look forward to seeing you again, Andy. Protecting comps sounds like socialism. Yeah, I ain't about that. Gem City says, flag or no flag, football is rough. He could have been hit next play and sat out. Team sport, they lost fair and square. Boom slang's in the house. What's going on? Max says, what are you arguing, BJ? Clean hit, or should the outcome of the game been different? Because the Packers lost that game fair and square. End score favored the Bears. It wasn't a clean hit, though. It was a clean hit, and the Bears won. Gem City says, I'm arguing that you should quit whining. Yeah! Max says, and for the record, if it was a Packer player on Williams, I would say the same thing. That's the difference between us. Go fuck yourself, Max says. Cry harder, Gem City says. I'm a Chiefs fan. Fuck the Packers. Fuck the Bears. I don't cry like a little baby. That's the difference. Boom! Mic drop. Hey, I got mics. I got new mics for the Cubs convention. I'll be set up at Cubs convention next month, which is I'm like not prepared whatsoever. I'm all the cards you see. That's my sorting table right now. Those are all Cubs, current Cubs, 2016 Cubs that are going to be at the convention, and then veterans that are retired players that I feel will probably be at the convention because they're usually always there. And then the Cubs packs, Cubs for kids. So I'm still working. I'm trying to get to 1,000 Cubs cards for kids packs. I'm at like 150, maybe 200. So I'm feverishly working on that. And then I'm going to have like a $1 box. You know, if somebody wants if they don't have a John Lieber card here, you can buy a John Lieber card for $1. I'll have a $5 box of like first Bowman Cam Smith, even though he's not with the Cubs, or Pete Crow Armstrong rookies. And then I'll have my showcase out with, like a Bowman rookie card, first Bowman auto of Ian Happ or somebody like that. Some of the other stuff I've gone through, some of my bigger stuff. It's like, I don't want this anymore. And then I'll be streaming, hopefully. I need to run a test this week. I might test maybe Christmas Day. I'll do a test. I am going live Christmas night. So if you're not doing anything Christmas night, see me on eBay Live. So yeah, excited about Cubs convention. Excited, nervous, unprepared, all at the same time. East Coast Tom says, I've heard of coach killers, but not comp killers. Actually, I have a dealer. There's a dealer at the Madison Card Show, and his name is Comp Killers. Zach is Comp Killers. Gundy says, that's like when you're looking at other players' cards and it says in the listing, LeBron rookie year. I don't care. That's supposed to make this card worth more. BS. Max says, hey, Alexa, play me Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. Gem City loves it. Mark says it is probably a 1.8K card if someone gets the card into the hands of DC Sports or Greg Morris on release day and they immediately run it at auction with the 500,000 mailing list. Tom says, happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Max. Max says, thanks, Tommy. You finally showing up in Madison Saturday. Director of Dealer Relations, Tom Coleman. It's a job requirement. Max says, you picked your job back up then. Was told last show you got canned. Mark says, buy a low-end T206 Cobb or Young. LOL, it was a temporary reassignment. John says, I'm auctioning off my Globetrotters tickets for this weekend. Comes with free parking. Fucking Harlem Globetrotters. Sounds too corporate-y for me, Tom. Go Birds. Redbirds, Illinois State. How about Illinois State? ISU. Going to the ship. Illinois State. Heading to the FCS National Championship game. Jody's in the house. Good morning. So go Birds. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Good day, Orlando. Orlando says, you lost? Suck it. Yeah. Jamie says, channeling your inner DX. I am. Are eBay Live payments auto pay? Yes, like 99.5% of the time. The 0.5% is a pain in the ass every once in a while. Usually, for some reason, I think it's like there's like one or two buyers that are like that are regulars that are in multiple shows a week that some of their stuff auto pays and some doesn't. And it's really weird, but then it eventually pays like after 7 days. I don't know. It's really bizarre. But every once in a while it's somebody doesn't pay that what it wasn't on auto pay. So I'm always, when I see a new name pop up that's bidding something up, I'm like, oh fuck, this is going to be a non-payment, but it goes through. So yeah, it's like 99% is on auto pay. And it's kind of like the non-auto pay that doesn't end up paying is similar and probably less. I get that maybe once every 1,000 auctions. But I've had instances recently where it's been, I had one guy who ran up a ton of auctions. It was like $500 worth of shit. And it was like 70 auctions. And didn't pay. So that was a pain in the ass. Okay, perfect. All right, we're good to go on that. Boarding AC 102. My son accidentally bought that flag card from you. Can I get a refund? Jamie says, better know in the live auctions as oh, you're Monroe Hill. What's up? What's up? Michael Renicky, good morning. Gem City says, Max, happy birthday, you filthy animal. Max says, deleted comment. BJ is scared, LOL. I like the Chiefs, Mahomes, so don't have anything bad to say. White Knight much, though, LOL. Tracy, good morning. Gem City says, nah, you know I'm a dirty ginger, Max. Red Knighting only. Does the Waukesha promoter do the Alliant? Wanted to introduce myself. Oh, yes, he does. Sean. Already booked for his first 3 shows, I think, but want to add that one. The Waukesha that just happened this past Saturday. If that's the one you're talking, the one that I was at on Saturday is Sean Kramlich. He's in the sports room in the back corner. And it's a good show. It's a good show. And it's also split sports and Pokemon. So I didn't go into the Pokemon side, but it's a good size show. I had a good time there. I'd definitely go back as a buyer. And Sean's a good dude. What ship? The FCS ship. Oh, meh. I'm a Joel Klatt guy. Didn't even know there was a school called Illinois State. That's so Illinois State is like the safety school for the University of Illinois. And then Western Illinois is the safety school for Illinois State. Well, actually, not really. Southern Illinois would be the safety school for Illinois State. And then Western Illinois would be the safety school for Southern Illinois. We're at the bottom. We're the safety school for Blackhawk Community College. Go Leathernecks. Mark says, I got to get to your show road trip for a weekend. Hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah. By the way, getting to shows, PSA will not, at least in the first half of 2026, PSA will not be at the Madison Card Show. I think I talked about this last week. But when I looked at their first quarter schedule, they're only doing 3 shows in the first quarter. Last year, they were doing 3 shows a month, traveling all over. So I think they're basically doing the big shows they usually do. They're doing the Spectacular in March. I think they're doing the Burbank show. And then what was the other one? Might have been a Collecticon. I can't remember. But there's one month they're not doing any shows. And then there's one month they're doing 2 shows. And then I think maybe March they're doing Chicago. So they did say they might I'm still on their radar, but most of their applications for shows for the first half were declined. So there's an outside. I don't know if they'll be back based on. I think there's a lot of restructuring going on with PSA and their parent company right now. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe in the future they'll be back, but not holding my breath. John says, do you take EBT on your eBay Live? You actually styled your hair like that. Is that a skunk? Why do you have a skunk as your thumbnail? Hell yeah, I styled my hair like that, and it took me 3 seconds. It took me 3 seconds. Fuck out of here. Max says, I don't think he does, but everywhere in Dane County seems to. Jamie says, yes, sir. Love the live show. You were letting your hair down. That's right. Michael says, looks like Bo is pushing his hair up. That's right. That's right. Ray from Philly, Merry Christmas. Max says, what's the cream of the crop in Illinois for smart kids? Public-wise, I know Northwestern. There really is. For smart kids in Illinois, I don't. U of I is probably Northwestern and University of Illinois are probably the 2 biggest. And then there's like Chicago's got a couple law schools, like University of Chicago. That's probably the bit. Like University of Chicago is like basically an Ivy League caliber school. So University of Chicago is probably number 1. Northwestern and University of Illinois. And then you got the state schools that dopes like me attend. That dude from Duryea says they paid for Beckett. Now they can't afford you. I know, right? LMAO, Badger. Gem City says there's no styling. Looks like a skunk to me. There's no styling. There is no styling. There you go. University of Chicago. That's the number one. So it's just Northwestern. No, University of Chicago is a much. And then there's other schools that are like University of Illinois Chicago is very. There's like niches. UIC is like pharmacy, like pharmacy pharmacists. Go to UIC. Western was really big in the law enforcement. I don't know Southern and Northern. Southern is just a party school. Northern is where people that partied and failed out of Southern for partying, then they go up to Northern. That's typically how that all went out. Good for Bo. He has hair to push up. I don't. Smartest people go there. Finally finished work calls. Cooter in the house. Chicago also private, isn't it? I don't know. What's ChatGPT? I don't know. I mean, their way, I don't think so. Is University of Chicago private? I don't think so. Oh, it is. I was wrong. The University of Chicago is a private university. It's one of the top private research universities in the United States, known for its strong academic programs, especially in economics, law, business, and political science. Let's ask ChatGPT. What is the most academically strong university in the state of Illinois? If we're talking overall academic strength, research output, faculty reputation, and global rankings, the consensus is very clear. The University of Chicago. Other strong universities in Illinois, Northwestern, which is private, and University of Illinois, a top public research university, elite in engineering, computer science, and business, often considered one of the strongest public schools in the country. So there you go. Florida baseball card, dude. Good morning. You forgot Suey. Fucking Suey, man. Western, my alma mater, played SIUE last night. Or yes, actually, it was like an afternoon game. Weird time. And they were up big. And then all of a sudden, they fucking lost. I saw the finals. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Not talking grad school stuff, FYI. Wisconsin has no challenging schools. Oldest received full ride to U of C. We visited and she decided hard pass. Interesting. Teat tuggers aren't really schooly. The milkers. All right. Neighbor went to U of C. He's colliding atoms at CERN right now. He's not selling baseball cards in his basement. That's for sure. that's the baseball card sellers. Those are leathernecks. Western Illinois, baby. The baseball card sellers are Western Illinois University alums. All right. What else did I have for today? That's about it. I got some shipping to do. I might go on eBay Live this afternoon. It's just going to be kind of a pop-up. We're at 10 o'clock right now. Ernie is fed. Ernie has been out and pottied. The trash is out. They fucked with my trash schedule this week. Today's Tuesday. So now my whole week is fucked because I had to take the trash out on Tuesday. Now I don't know what day it is. It's trash and recycling, which is kind of good because you have empty. My wife loves. There's nothing more that my wife loves than an empty recycling bin. That's like, and so I guess for Christmas, we don't do much for Christmas. Even when my mom's skipping coming to Christmas. So it's just my wife and I, and like we will do like one gift, like one bigger gift. and then we go on vacation. Like that's it. Like we don't give gifts. Like you're just basically passing money back and forth. Why do that? Just buy your own shit. It's like she's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't know, underwear. I could use some more underwear. Like there's nothing that I want. And usually if I want some, I'm just gonna go buy it. It's like I needed microphones, but I just went out and bought them. So I should have consulted with that 70s card show about my microphone purchase. So I didn't want to spend, and I know John's going to say that's a shitty microphone because that's what John does. But I didn't want to spend $1,000 on a microphone or $500 on a microphone. So I did ChatGPT, and I wanted a dynamic, and I wanted USB. And I know the USB probably holds me back from quality. I got a Samson Q2U dynamic USB LXR microphone. So it's got plugs for both LXR and USB. And I understand the XLR is going to be a lot better quality. I don't give a shit. I don't actually, I think I do have a mixing board still. I think I still do have a small, like 4-channel mixer, but I'm not going to fuck with that. So there you go. So yeah, so we're just gonna do like I bought her something, and she probably bought me something, and that's it. So I will go live on Christmas night, possibly this afternoon. I may even do a live tonight just because I'm not going live Friday night or Saturday night. I've got my big top 40 on Sunday night. Which now I'm starting to get concerned about because now I need to fucking go find inventory for it because I was banking on the auction wins to be here. They're not. Actually, some will be. I bought a lot of Mickey Mantles from the CIA auctions last week. That auction got the invoice like an hour after the auction closed. Got the shipping notification like an hour after I paid for it. Problem was I had to sign for it, and I missed the mailman yesterday. I don't think I heard the doorbell ring. So I have to go to the post office, which I go to the post office anyway. And hopefully, since it's December 23rd, there's not a long line. I think I'll just have to, well, shit, if I do a live today, that's going to push me back to go when everybody's at the post office. So it's still like the last couple of days, there's still been a lot of people in the post office. Not like it was, I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, which I think is like the last day to get your stuff out to be delivered by Christmas. That was crazy. And it's a pain. And I've talked about the pain that, I just drop my shit off, but they only have one door and people stand in the doorway. And it's like, get the fuck out of the door. Like, God damn. Like, there's those big bins. People walk through here to drop their shit off in those big bins. Anyway, I digress. Let's see. Where are we at? Max says LMAO. Madison is a pretty widely respected school. John says best schools in Wisconsin require you to wear an orange jumpsuit. Dat Dude says, do the degrees matter anymore? No, they don't. Everyone says they don't. Go to trades is popular. It is. It seems like with some of my friends' kids, that's kind of like the route. And I think that's great because there's like going to be, there already has been a massive shift in higher ed. And I think we're only going to see that continue. It's about time. Like people are spending, like I had friends that were going into like just teaching and social work. And it's like you're spending $100,000 on education to get a degree to go work in a field you're going to make $40,000. And it's like the math ain't mathin'. And of course the predatory student loans and all that. So I think trades are definitely a good option. School's not for everybody, and that's okay. And I think that's also changed. Like it used to be, oh, you have to fit in every box. You have to get good grades in high school so you can go to a good school and get good grades and spend all this money and meet your future wife and have 3 kids and live happily ever after. It's like, that's not like, let's not push everybody, because not everybody, some people fit into that mold. I had one of my best friends. I thought that's what he was going to do. He was a straight arrow in high school. Was one of the top in our class. Now, our class only had like 35 people, but he's a smart guy. Still is a smart guy. And I thought he was going to go off, and he went to U of I, engineering program at U of I. I thought he was going to meet his future wife. They were going to have 2 kids by the time we were 25 and happily ever after. That didn't happen. He just got married a couple years ago. Like that whole, and that's me growing up in a small town. That's like what you have to do. Like this is just what you do. And that's not a fit for everybody. And it's okay to be different. Cooter says, what time is your tattoo appointment? John says, I live within 100 miles of dozens of respected schools. Like the great Bill Cosby's alma mater, the great America's hero, Bill Cosby, Temple University. Found treasures. I hope I win the Powerball so I can pay my property taxes. Gundy says, UW River Falls in the Division III football championship game. Nice. Mark says, Jeremy at CIA is quick. You can always text him and he'll get it out quickly. Yeah, that's awesome. So I got my mantle. So I'll have a couple mantles. So somebody actually messaged me this morning asking if I was going to put the cards up. So I'm going to put the Jackie. I'm going to have the Jackie that's in my store now. I've got a 54 Topps Ted Williams. I'm going to put that. This is going to be in Sunday's auctions. I got a Caitlin Clark orange cracked ice rookie in a Beckett 9. All right. I have more. I don't know what else I have. Where did the rest of this stuff go? But wait, there's more. All right. I have, over here. So a little bit of everything. I think I'm just going to I'll run the Alexa Bliss auto, Prism auto Alexa Bliss. A Wemby Prism rookie PSA 10. A Kobe Bryant PSA 9 rookie card. Let's see. And depending, let's see, a couple of the, I'll run that. Griffey, the 89 Upper Deck Griffey. It's a PSA 7. Oscar Robertson autograph, numbered to 25. And then depending on what I might run, this is not a $100 card, but a Tiger Woods rookie. If I struggle finding inventory in my $100 and up, but I've got 11 mantles that I'm picking up today. I don't want to run, and like 4 or 5 of them aren't worth running because they're not $100. But there's a couple that I'll probably run. The 55 Bowman I'll run. Like there's a 61. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've basically got like 10. There's probably a couple other cards I can find that will flirt with that $100 price point. So basically I've got to source about $3,000 to $4,000 worth of cards Saturday at the show. And maybe actually I might stop into Bonsai to see what he has in his showcases on Friday, because I got to pick up the coupons. And I don't have faith that I was banking on the Denichi auctions to be here by then, but I haven't even received a shipping notification yet. So so maybe the following Sunday we'll do another top 40, and I'll have some really good stuff for that. Jamie says, I mailed a package to New Hampshire, used UPS instead of USPS because the USPS is slow and unreliable. The USPS is, especially this time of year, I do like UPS, and sometimes you can get, especially if you're mailing a box, you can get better prices on UPS and FedEx than you can on USPS. Now, I typically don't. If it's a couple bucks, I'm not, because the UPS, the FedEx is kind of, the FedEx store to drop it off is a pain in the ass. It's not far from where I'm at. It's actually pretty close to the post office. Both UPS and FedEx are pretty close, but it's an extra 5 minutes. The FedEx locations at like a busy it's a bitch to get in and out. So I rarely go there. The UPS store is like 5 minutes away, and it's like, I don't want to fuck with it over like $1 or $2. And then I've got to like, actually, it's not even, because I don't go to that post office. That's the Middleton post office. I go to the West Side post office. There might be I wonder where the UPS over there is completely, and that I'm not even gonna, it would probably, the UPS store that's closest to the post office I go to on the West Side probably would take me longer than to drive out of my way to Middleton, just because it's in a location that's, especially at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Where are we at? Dat Dude says, a degree that takes longer than your house to pay off. Yeah. FYI, the UW system is one of the most respected systems in the nation. GWRBI says, I've never seen you in another eBay Live. Do you have a burner account? Me? I am in other eBay Lives. I typically don't chat very much. I pop into sports card grading all the time. Steve and Nick are friends of mine, so I pop into theirs. There's a couple other streams that I buy from. But I don't go into too many, and I'm under my seller account. Like, I only have one eBay account, 1 million Cubs. So if you see me in another eBay Live, you're gonna see me because it's my name. Max says, amen. Gundy, respect us utter tuggers. At least we don't have Cosby and Kensington Hadron Collider operators. Had my degree paid off in 3 years. Isn't hard to pay them off. There you go. All right, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Might do eBay Live this afternoon. We'll see. If I do, it'd be like a 1:30, probably 1:30 start time. Jamie says, I didn't go to college. Next April will be my 30th with my job. Very nice. Hell yeah. So, and I might do 2 shows today. We'll see. We'll see. How many shipments do I still have to get out? I got a lot done yesterday. Orders to ship over 100, but I don't think it's much over 100. Awaiting shipment. Oh, 182. So it's 10 o'clock. I should probably be able to hammer those out by 2 o'clock. All right. So I'm going to go. Have a great one. And we'll see you at some point today or tonight on eBay Live. See you then.